Friends, and welcome to the tea. Today is Friday, and there was no episode of the tea yesterday, and that is because I am a doofus. And actually, I don't totally blame myself, but I sort of blame myself. So I filmed an episode with two of my favorite humans, the Angelucci siblings, Vincenzo and Sophia, and we had a special tea, a Prince Vladimir tea that was really delightful. And as Vincenzo described it, it tasted like a pine cone. And we had a really nice conversation. We played a little, which sibling game, and they had to point to which sibling was more likely to do this or more likely to do that. And then we did a little game where we described ourselves in three adjectives, and then I accidentally messed up the video and it got corrupted and I can't get it back. So I don't know how I managed to corrupt a video, but I did. And so Sophia very kindly agreed to have tea with me for 2 days straight. And so today's tea features our second tea party with Sophia and Miss Whitman, but I'll end it with the tiny bit of clip that I was able to salvage from the first tea, just so I can prove that it happened. Yesterday's tea that we drank was a Prince Vladimir tea from a company in Paris. It was called Casimir Teas was the company, and it was delicious. It was brought back from Paris by a friend of mine named Jamie, and I never really drank it because it was so pretty, the container, that I just was like, I don't even feel good about trying this, but oh my gosh, it was so yummy. So that's what we had yesterday, and Sophia, I dropped off a few tea bags at her house, so she had an extra one to drink today, but I switched it up today with some toasted coconut and almond bark tea, thanks to my kind student Josiah, who dropped off a box of it for me on my porch. I've been feeling the porch drop offs lately, some serious positivity going on there. Yesterday, I had a lot of unhealthy treats dropped off on my porch by wonderful students, and I even got to see one of them on her sneaky drop off because, much like myself, she got caught mid drop off. But it was so nice to see her, and it just really kind of hit me hard that I'm going to miss my students a whole lot. And I wish that we had time to be together again before the end of the year, but we are making do and loving each other the best ways that we can in this time. And yeah, so I'd just like to tell everybody to have a great weekend. And here is my tea with Sophia. All right, here she comes. Da, da, da. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yay! We're trying a new thing that I think is going to work better, which is Zoom. Have you used Zoom before?
I've used it on my phone like a couple of times.
Oh, nice. You look so like centered and poised in your spot in your room. Do you have like a tape that tells you where to be?
No.
So welcome back to Tea Time Take Two, where we'll try not to ruin it by corrupting our video. What are you still drinking tea today?
Yeah, I still have it.
Oh, well, fun. Are you drinking the one that I gave you from before?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, watchers, Sophia is drinking a tea from Paris, France. It's a classy tea. It's called Prince Vladimir. And if I remember from my reading, it is a black tea with citrus and bergamot elements. And it is named after a prince from 1888. No, it was made in 1888 and named after Prince Vladimir of Kiev, Ukraine. So it's pretty classy. And I think your brother described it as a flavorful pine cone.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Yeah.
That's what you described it yesterday.
Yeah. You're a little quiet. I wonder if I can make you louder somehow. Or are you just speaking quietly?
No, I'm talking normally. Is it your volume?
Maybe. Let me see here. I feel like I'm turning into a techno idiot the more oh, maybe I fixed it. Talk now.
Hi.
No, it's better, I think. Okay. So, Sophia, since our disastrous morning yesterday, it was actually a lovely morning. I enjoyed talking to you, and then corruption occurred. And it's funny, I actually wrote, I was really thankful to the company called Screencast-O-Matic, which is the company I use to record a lot of my like screen videos while I'm talking. And I was just like thinking about how right now with all these teachers teaching remotely, it's probably a lot of work for them. And so I've been writing my daily thank you note. So I decided to write a thank you note to the people at Screencast-O-Matic. And then my screen got corrupt, my video got corrupted from yesterday. But I think I'm not going to blame them. I feel like I just have too much crap on my desktop and it's my fault. So, anywho, um, tell us about your quarantine life. Tell us how it's going. Tell us what are the highs, what are the lows.
Um, so highs are that I get to wake up later every single day,
Mm.
and it's really fun. But the lows are my parents make me go to bed, but I won't fall asleep until like 1.
Do your parents like make you? They have an enforced bedtime?
Well, sort of. So it's like electronics off, but you can like draw and stuff.
Oh, now
So
how do they make sure your electronics are off? Do you have to put them in another room?
I just put them at the end of my bed, and they'll be able to hear if I like grab them and stuff.
Really? They can hear you if you grab your phone?
Well, yeah, because my volume's probably all the way up, and I forget to turn it down.
Well, I'm not suggesting that you defy your parents, but what if you put it on silent, then I'm not even gonna, I don't know. I sleep right next to mine. It's very bad. I feel like I read an article once that said you can get diseases from having your phone super next to you, but I literally sleep like it's my little baby right next to me.
Mine is at the end of my bed with my Chromebook.
Oh, that's smart. A little charging dock. I had a
Yeah.
student a couple years ago, Liam, and he said that I think it was Liam in his house, or no, maybe it was Luke. I don't know. Either way, they said you had to put at their house you had to put your phone on top of the fireplace at the end of the night before you went to bed, and it was like in a totally different room from the room where you slept, so you couldn't go get it, which I thought was kind of smart. You're making a face like you would hate that.
No, I'm making a face that's like that smart.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
my parents, we don't have a fireplace, and if we were to put sleep with their friends upstairs, and I used to sleep with my stuff downstairs. But I just brought it upstairs one night, and I never brought it back down.
Hmm.
They don't really seem to care because it's at the end of my bed, and I'm not all on it during the middle of the
Maybe they
night.
have other things on their mind. So if you were a parent and you had to monitor your child's electronics use, how would you go about doing that? Like would you be pretty strict about it or would you kind of let them do whatever they wanted? How would you work that?
I think it will probably depend on how responsible they are
Hmm.
at their age and stuff.
What if you didn't know how? I mean, do you think your parents know how responsible you are?
Um, they know how responsible me and my brother are, but not so much my younger brother
Uh-huh.
because he goes off a lot. But
Yeah.
me and Vincenzo, they can like sort of see how responsible we are. So they let like Vincenzo go to bed later, and they let him on his phone longer,
Hmm.
hang out with his friends, but not so much me. Like I can still go on later, but just not as long as him.
Yeah. You know how like a lot of people have a curfew where they have to be in by a certain hour
Yeah.
growing up? So my parents, like I was a super extreme goody goody, which is probably not that shocking. I like wanted to follow all the rules all the time. And so my parents never actually gave me a curfew because I was like such a dork. I wasn't going out late and partying or anything. So like on the rare occasions when my friends were like, let's watch a movie at 1 in the morning or something like that, and I didn't get home till like 2:30, like they didn't do anything. I think they just went to bed because I was like so low risk as a kid that they were like, whatever, she's not going to do anything bad. And I never did. And then I think they were kind of taken, it was kind of a surprise when my other siblings came along who were more, cool than me or whatever you want to call it, popular. And so they had more, crazy social events to do. And so they kind of, my parents had to be like, okay, be home by 11 or be home by midnight or whatever. But for me, it was kind of like, go wherever, you'll be fine. I didn't have a car either. So anywhere I was going was pretty close by.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Parents' jobs is hard. That's horrible grammar. Parents have a hard job, especially
Yeah.
now that they're teaching you at home.
Yeah. My parents, they're both special ed teachers, so my parents are constantly on a Google Meet or calling their kids because like they don't do their work or they either don't understand it so they don't do it. So they
Mhm.
have to do it with them. And their parents are at work so they can't help them.
Yeah. And then your parents are not only doing that, but also helping you and your siblings to do your work. So it's like two giant jobs meshed into one in the same amount of time. Rough stuff.
Mm.
Whew.
So tell me, do you want to tell me a new positivity or do you want to tell me the one yesterday since it deleted? The yesterday one was pretty good.
Um, I think I'll do the yesterday one.
Okay.
So, my friends and I, we have been really bored in quarantine, so my one friend came up with an idea that we should all do Pollyannas for each other. So we did that, and I dropped mine off on Wednesday, but my friend came and she gave me mine yesterday, and she gave me a whole bunch of stuff, and I was so surprised because I thought I was gonna get like 2 things and be done, but I had like 17 things. It was so nice.
Oh my goodness. So you did like a Christmas style gift exchange where you got a like you didn't know who had you until the gift arrived?
No, my friend spun a wheel, but then she told us who has each other.
Okay.
It kind of took the surprise out of it, but we didn't really care because we didn't know what they were
What do you
doing.
mean she spun a wheel? Like did she create a wheel or was it electronic?
Like a wheel spinning app, and the first person she spun, and
Hmm.
then the second person, the first person had them,
Oh, okay.
and then they just kept going.
Love it. So what can you show us some of the things that were in your delivery?
Yeah.
Did you see
Um.
the person dropping it off?
Yeah, she had a mask on.
Yeah, as I was telling you yesterday, I try so hard to sneakily deliver stuff and then run away, and I get caught every time. So like yesterday, your classmate Grace, I was bringing her some confectioner sugar because she wanted to make these peanut butter bars, and I was like, I'm gonna be all sneaky, I'm gonna leave them on the porch and run. And her dog heard me and started barking up a storm, and I was like running to the car, and I was like, no! And then she opened the door and she was like, hi, Miss Whitman. So I got caught. I get caught.
She gave me these 2 glitter signs.
Ooh, hold them up closer. I want to see. Glitter slime. Does it make like farty noises when you smush it around in the container?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
that's the best thing ever.
Um, then she got me um the Nerds chapstick
Ooh,
and a Mountain Dew one.
yeah, that sounds kind of gross. So actually, maybe like too good, like you'd want to eat it. Did you eat it?
No, I didn't eat it.
Did you ever think about eating chapstick? The cherry stuff smells so good.
Sometimes, but I haven't eaten it because it's probably really gross and bad for you.
Yeah, might be poisonous.
Um,
Ivani gave me some really nice chapstick in a little egg thing. It wasn't that brand EOS, it was like some other brand in a little golden egg, but I want to eat it so bad. I've been holding back because I know chapstick is not food, but I want to.
she got me this face mask. It's called Morning Coffee. It's like a sheet mask.
Intriguing. Does it smell like coffee? I guess you don't know because you haven't put it on your face yet.
Here, I can open it. I don't really care.
Oh, well, gosh, I don't want you to, don't waste it.
No, it's fine. I'm not gonna put it on.
Okay.
It sort of smells like coffee.
All right. Cool. I don't know how I feel about that. The smell of coffee on my face. Coffee does smell really good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I had a mini bath bomb.
Oh, those are fun. Do you like to take bubble baths?
I don't have a bathtub.
Okay, so see, I'm glad you said that because I also do not have a bathtub, and I feel like when people give me those bath bombs, I don't want to regift them. I want to use them, but I don't have a bathtub. So sometimes I just put it in the bottom of the shower and then let it all like waft up to me. But I don't know if that's really what you're supposed to do.
I don't have a bathtub. One year for Christmas, I got shower bombs, and it's this flat piece of a bath bomb. They like shave it. It's flat, and you put it at the bottom of your shower, and it does the same thing a bath bomb would do.
That's genius. I can't believe I didn't know that existed. But I guess it really is the same as me just putting my bath bomb on the ground. It just fits better on it's more made for the shape of the, the floor being flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I could see a disaster happening where you put like a round, like a circular bath bomb on the floor and then you get in the shower and then you trip over it and that would be
That's
horrible.
what I thought was gonna happen, but it's pretty sturdy actually.
All right, good to know. I have a couple of bath bombs kind of waiting to be used in my bathroom, so I'm gonna revitalize the bath bomb experience in the shower. It can happen.
I have a pink mini one of these, but I used it yesterday in my sink because I felt like putting it in my sink.
Fun. I like that. Okay. This is a fun gift. This is like a serious bit of positivity, a little bit of joy in quarantine in the form of like lovely little thoughtful gifts.
Yeah, I have this big pineapple, like normal size bath bomb.
Uh-huh.
It smells like pineapple. It smells really good.
That looks like it was like squishy.
No, it's just it still has the wrap on it.
Oh, got it. Okay.
It looks like a big jawbreaker.
Don't eat it.
Oh. And then, yeah.
Ooh, macrame. So beautiful. Did your person make that?
No, I think she might have bought it.
That's adorable. I have a friend who has a company called Macramade by Natalie, and she makes those for people's walls, but like really big ones. I think it's kind of like, I don't think it's super hard to do, but I think that to do it like really artistically can be a challenge. So that's a cool gift.
My room is over the kitchen, and in the kitchen we have our chimney.
Hmm.
So I have this like big bulky wall just sticking out, and it's entirely empty. So I put this on it.
That's a great idea. Now, is your wall like, oh, you said it's over your chimney, but you said you don't have a fireplace, but you have a chimney.
Yeah, I don't have a fireplace in my
Is that a thing? Chimney, no
well, it
fireplace?
goes in the basement up. It's just like bricks.
So
There's
does that
no
mean, do
hole.
you have like an exposed brick section in your wall, or is it like painted?
So downstairs in the kitchen, it's exposed, but in my room, it's covered up by paint.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's like the perfect thing to put over it.
Yeah.
I was recently like looking around my room at the things that I have hanging on my walls, and I realized that like everything I have hanging is like an inspirational quote of some kind, which I love because I love inspirational quotes, but I have so many inspirational quotes around my house that sometimes I don't actually like stop and read them and appreciate them. So a couple days ago I was like, I am going to read the quotes in my room and I'm going to reflect on them. And so I did, and they're awesome. And now I feel like I need to do that like on a daily basis, just like kind of read what it says on my wall and think about it because there's some really good ones.
Common Ground Coffee House in Oakland,
Mhm.
they have a quote wall full of
A
them.
quote wall, that's amazing. That's like the dream.
Yeah, they have one by Thomas Jefferson,
Hmm.
Abe Lincoln, Walt Whitman, like a bunch of different people.
Walt Whitman, he's my homie. That's very awesome. Yeah, I would love to have a quote wall. And your thing make like sometimes I think about these home like decor things I'd like to do, and it seems like now is the time in quarantine, but I do not have the skills, and it's very frustrating. I wish I had more skills.
Same.
Do you ever wish you had more skills?
No.
I was recently thinking about, I saw this thing on Pinterest where you stencil your stairs, like the part that like, I don't know how to just, I guess they're called the risers that make your stairs go upward, and you stencil them with some kind of cool pattern, or some people even painted them to look like the spines of books. And I was like, I want to do that. But I feel like I will destroy it, and then my dad will come over and be like, what is wrong with you? So I don't know if I'm willing to risk that yet. Give me a couple of days, I might risk it.
I could like I am not really that artistic whatsoever. I was when I was younger, and I took like art classes at Soha Art Studio in
Yeah.
Audubon, I'm pretty sure, or
Hmm.
Town. And we used to like paint and build all these random things, but it turned out really, really pretty. Like we made flowers. We had this big like cork board. We each got one. We painted it white, and then we got random newspapers and we shaded it up, and then just put it on the outline, and it looked like flowers.
That's so cool. Maybe you're not, you just said you were artistic then and now you're not, but maybe you still are and you just haven't been cultivating it. Maybe you need to break out some canvas and do some cool things.
I don't really have any canvases.
That's true. I don't have canvases sitting around my house either. Huh. Some people are always so stocked with art supplies, but
Yeah,
I'm sure you could find a way to do something artistic with what you have.
yeah. Like I just got gel pens from the Pollyanna, and I have a sketchbook that I haven't really been using because I haven't had any ideas. But I'm pretty sure I could like figure out something to draw on my free time.
Yeah. Or another great use for gel pens is writing letters, snail mail. Yay. I wrote a lot of snail mail yesterday. Um, and I like have bought a gross number of stamps during this quarantine, but I need to buy more because I have so many more letters to write. In fact, I think one of them's headed your way or will be very soon.
I
Watch out.
when you dropped off the flowers and the tea bags, I didn't realize you left a note there.
Oh, yeah, I did.
I didn't realize that. So the next morning, after we finished filming, my mom had to go to the chiropractor, but she had
Mhm.
to move my dad's car out of the driveway. So she's like, Sophia, stand on the porch and I'll toss you the keys and you can go back inside. So I did. And as we were there was this little card. It said Sophia on it. And I read it and it was from you. And I didn't realize it was there from the night before.
I love giving people those notes because they're so teeny. It feels like it's for like a doll or something.
Yeah. I would have been worried. I'm like, what if a squirrel took this? I would have never gotten it.
Yeah, I mean, good thing there wasn't like food in it. But
Yeah.
I once got a letter from one of my friends. She was studying abroad in Australia. And in Australia, they eat this stuff on their toast. It's called Vegemite. And it's
Oh,
like, have you ever heard of it?
people says it tastes so salty that they don't
It's
like.
so gross. It's like yeasty. Like all I know is it's yeasty. It smells like that gross yeasty smell. Like if you're like
Mm.
ready making yeasty bread or something. It's disgusting. And so my friend thought it would be fun to take a little sample or container of Vegemite and like tape it inside of the card she wrote me and mail it from Australia to the US. So I get this card and I open it up and it was the most nasty smelling experience. Like, oh my gosh, I opened it up. I was like, what is this? But I really wanted to read what she had to say. So I had to suck it up and smell the nastiness while I read her letter. But I think she thought I was gonna like taste the stuff, and I was like, ain't no way. It was so gross.
Did she say it was Vegemite or did she say it was like chocolate or something and that you should try this chocolate? It's so
Oh no,
good.
she didn't do that to me. That would have been so mean, but it wouldn't have worked anyway because it smelled so strong.
Oh,
But mailing things from Europe is very challenging sometimes because they have pretty intense customs officers who like make sure you're not mailing home something you shouldn't. So like one time I was in Italy and I went to this event called the Euro Chocolate Festival, which is
oh,
just as amazing as it sounds. It's just like people handing you chocolate samples and then you can buy chocolate of all different kinds and they have chocolate flavored with like peppers and chocolate flavored with potato chips and just every kind of chocolate. And so I bought some hot fudge, like homemade delicious hot fudge for my next door neighbors from home in New Jersey. And I went to the airport to take it from Italy to Spain. And eventually I was going to take it from Spain to the US. And the Italian airport people refused to let me take my chocolate and they said it was considered a liquid and they wouldn't let me take it. And they took my chocolate. And I'm convinced that after I left the airport, they probably just sat there and all stuck a spoon in there and ate it together. I'm still mad about it because it was expensive and I wanted to give it to my neighbors who I think would have really enjoyed it. But alas,
that's sad.
as my dad says, you can't always get what you want.
That's what my mom says.
Yeah. Does she sing it or does she say it? My dad likes to sing it.
My mom just says it.
Do you know the song? You can't always get what you want.
Yeah, I know that song.
Yeah, it's a winner. I'm going to start playing it to my students when they ask for ridiculous things. I think one of my things I should do during quarantine is make a bunch of funny little song clips that I can use to respond to some of my most common student questions. Like, you know that song that goes like, dream on, dream on. You know that one? So I'm thinking I'll put that for when students say like, hey, can we have no homework today? And I'll just be like, boop, and then it'll play that. That'd be so fun. And it would save me a lot of time and a lot of vocal, energy.
Yeah. And
So, um, you know that you're not coming back to school until September now. What can you give us like what your most what do I want to know? I guess I want to know like how do you think the transition will go for you from 6th grade to 7th grade when half of your school year has been at home?
um, I think it'll probably go fine because remote learning it's easier for me, so I'm not as stressed as I would be if I was normally in school. Because
Mhm.
I would have to deal with 50 million other things going on, but that's all canceled, and we're not in school, so like I don't have to see people who I don't like the most. Like I don't have to see people who aren't the nicest to me, which is a plus for me. And the
Mhm.
teachers give us like a week to do all of it, so we can like space it out into different sections and stuff, and it's easier for me. But I
Mhm.
think the transition it'll probably be weird at first because I won't be used to a bunch of new work, like a bunch of different work at the same piling up.
Mhm.
But I'm pretty sure it'll just go fine, normal.
So if somebody said to you, okay, so we've all had this quarantine experience, now we're going back to regular school, but regular school is going to be a little different. We're going to change one thing. What would you want it to change? Like for me, I would want them to say, well, we've discovered that having bells that tell you when to go from class to class, we didn't have that during remote learning and everybody survived. So we're going to change it so there's no more bells. I would love that. What would you like to be like the change that they make?
I would probably like them to change giving us so much schoolwork at one time.
So spacing it out more, or like giving you more flexibility in when you get it done?
Some of my teachers are gonna be like, okay, so you have to do this. This is due by tomorrow, and then this is due Friday, and then this is due also tomorrow. This is due on Wednesday. Like 4 assignments due day after day after day.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have other classes. You have 4 other assignments to do for that class, 2 for that class, 1 for this class, and it's all due tomorrow. So I would probably want them to give us more time and flexibility with how we're doing our work.
I like that. That's a very wise answer. I thought you were going to say you wanted them to start the school day later.
Yeah, that would be good too.
Yeah, I feel the same way. But I think that would mess with parents who have work schedules, and well, I don't know. Maybe parents would love it. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's funny because I don't know what real adults life is like. I used to have a real adult life, but now that I'm a teacher, I feel like I'm on a schedule with a bunch of teenagers, and so I don't know like what it'd be like to work a real like I don't know adult job, like at a desk or in a cubicle or I don't know whatever real adults do. I'm maintaining my youth working with the youngins. Well, Sophia, is there anything you want to say to the tea listeners before we toast and head off to our merry days?
Don't go outside. Don't leave and go wander off. That's not good.
Don't go outside and don't wander off. Is that what you said?
Yeah. I mean, if you
Good advice. Sometimes I wander off.
Stay 6 feet apart. Wear a mask. And wash your hands.
Yes, for 20 seconds.
Yes, 20 seconds.
Well, my friend, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for being so patient and doing the tea take 2. We don't have Vincenzo here with us, but that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, we don't need him. We love him, but we don't need him. We can handle it. But let's toast to a lovely Friday, to a great weekend ahead. I toast to you. What's your mug say?
My mug, it says, "Be brave, the Tanya Foundation."
Oh, cool. It's for what?
Breast cancer.
Oh, very cool. My mug says, "All good things are wild and free." Do you agree with that statement?
Yes.
Me too. Yeah, I'm into it. All right, beautiful. Well, it's been a pleasure being with you. I will see you soon, I hope, when I leave random other things on your porch. You never know when the ninja is coming. And you give my love to the whole Angelucci fam, okay?
Okay.
All right. Bye, beautiful.
Bye.
Vincenzo in a shirt. Yeah. Okay, so now it's recording on Google Meet, which I don't know. I feel like when that happens, it just records the person talking. So I don't know. I just don't know, y'all.
Dip, dip, potato chip. Dip, dip, potato chip.
Is he saying dip, dip, potato chip?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, Angelucci's, it's been a pleasure having you on the tea. I wish I could have the tea with you every day, and I wish we could do it in person. That'd be really nice, like returning to our little lunch.
You glitched out again.
Only on your screen. On my screen, I am glitch-free since '93. But let's toast to, what should we toast to?
To good health.
To good health. That's a great one. We need that right now. I toast you all to good health and to the awesomeness of the Angelucci fam. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for sharing your positivity. Thank you for putting on a T-shirt. Yeah, we will talk again soon once I've edited this crazy monstrosity of a video because it's going to take some time. All right, I'm off to do some office hours with my students. I love you both.
All right. Bye.
Bye. How do I get out of here?